Dadhichi Shuv conversation. Hello, namaste, and welcome to the narration of the next story from Shiva Purana, Story-37. On hearing this story from Brahmaji, Narad Muni had many questions. He asked Brahmaji, why did Vishnu attend the yagya along with others, leaving behind Shiva? Didn't Vishnu know how powerful Shiva was? Why did he fight with the Rudranganas? Brahmaji replied, back in the day, Vishnuji had been cursed by Dadhichi Muni for helping Shuv. Shuv is a king. This is the reason he couldn't think straight and he went to attend Daksha's yagya. In the olden times, Dadhichi Muni was King Shuva's great friend, but some disagreement happened between them. The reason of the disagreement was that Dadhichi Muni announced that Brahman was the most supreme among the four Varnas: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. But King Shuva, who was rich and glorious, thought that king was the most supreme. According to Shuv, king was more supreme than Brahman. Shuv said, "O Dadhichi Muni, I respect you, but I do not agree with your thoughts." This angered Dadhichi Muni, and he thought that Shuva insulted him. So he punched Shuv in his head, and this angered Shiva. And King Shiva attacked Dadhichi Muni with his Vajra. After the attack, Dadhichi fell on the ground, and in the process he remembered Shukracharya. Shukracharya healed Dadhichi Muni and gave him the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Trayambake Yajamahe, meaning Shiva is the father of all three lokas. He is the father of the sun, the fire, and the water. He is the supreme lord of Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, meaning passion, activity, inertia, dullness, and balance and goodness. Shiva lays down the principles of being, and he is the one who limits their knowledge. He is the one who gives them the principle of existence: Atma Tattva, Vidya Tattva, and Shiva Tattva. Shiva is the most supreme among Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, and that is why Shiva is preyed upon by all. Durgandhim Pushti Vardhanam, meaning like flowers are as fragrant. Similarly, Shiva is present everywhere in the soul, in the earth, and in our strengths, in our senses, in all the devotees, and he is everywhere. Shiva helps universe function. He nourishes Brahma, Vishnu, Devas, and Munis. Urba Rukmim Bandhanam Mrityur Mukshi Yamamritam, meaning just like when cantaloupe is ripe, it separates from the vine. Similarly, after a person dies, he separates from the body and attains moksha. Rudradev's form is like Amrit or nectar. Anyone who prays to Shiva with full devotion, tapa, yoga, and meditation gets new life. Shiva frees his devotees from the cycle of death and gives them moksha. Just like Armenian cucumber or kakdi is tied to its vine but is released when ripe. Similarly, devotees attain moksha. Mahamrityunjaya Jap is the one that makes one immortal. Shukracharya instructed Dadhichi Muni to repeatedly do this mantra every day. Doing this will free you from Maya and give you moksha. Then Brahmaji said, Dadhichi Muni heard the sermons of Shukracharya and was deeply affected by the sermon. Dadhichi lovingly started praying to Shiva. He also started his tapa. For a long time he chanted the Mahamrityunjaya Jap. Shivaji was very, very happy and impressed with Dadhichi Muni's devotion, so he appeared. Dadhichi Muni bowed down to Shiva, and then he prayed to Shiva. Shiva said, "Hey Dadhichi, I am impressed with your devotion. Ask for a blessing. I can bless you with anything that you ask for." Then Dadhichi Muni bowed to Shiva and said, "O Supreme Lord, if you are really happy with me, bless me with 3 blessings. Not 1, not 2, but 3 blessings. First, my body should be as strong as Vajra. Second, no one should be able to kill me. And third, I must always be adamant and unshakable. Shiva ji said, I bless you, Tathastu. Dadhichi was elated on being blessed by Shiva. Then he proceeded towards King Shuv. On reaching there, Dadhichi kicked Shiva on head. Shuv was a great devotee of Vishnu. Shiva was a king, so he had a big ego and he got angry and attacked Dadhichi with Vajra. But this time, Vajra had no effect on Dadhichi Muni. Shiva was surprised at this. Then Shiva started praying to Indra, Indra's brother Mukunda, or Vishnu. Vishnu was happy and he gifted Shiva with Divya Drishti, or extraordinary divine perception. After this, Shiva bowed down to Vishnu with full devotion and he prayed to Vishnu. After this, Shuv conveyed to Vishnu that Dadhichi was his friend to begin with, but due to disagreement, they are now enemies. Dadhichi has been blessed by Shiva due to the extraordinary devotion to Shiva, and after the blessing, he came to my court and amongst all the courtiers kicked me on my head and thus insulted me. O Lord, Dadhichi is full of false pride and ego. On hearing this, Vishnu said, O Shuv, Mahadev himself has blessed Dadhichi with immortality. Devotees of Shiva aren't scared of anything. If I do anything regarding this, Dadhichi might get offended. He can even curse me. And because of this curse, I will be defeated by Shiv Sena in the Daksha's Yagya. So I don't want to deal with this situation. But I'll do something that will help you win. On hearing this, Shiva quietened. Thank you all for listening to my story today. And that's the end of the story. And now, tomorrow we'll see what action did Vishnu take. And in spite of trying to avoid the curse from Dadhichi, he still got cursed. And that's the reason he was defeated. Bye.